and Team Max. This is a draft so far. Possibly my favorite, or rather, I would like to believe that Valhalla's composition is a lot better. They have good ways of playing into team fights. This is a very team fight oriented draft, right? A little bit more on the front to back, but in the meantime, this is protect the Harif kind of composition. Play around, protect the Harif, deny, and let Harif go crazy. But before that, we can talk about lane priority. A Eve as well as the Gatokacha naturally will always have very strong lane priority. But if you're looking at the Kimi plus the Khalid, honestly, I think that Khalid should be able to clear the wave very fast together with the Kimi, but at a cost, right? And the cost is going to be the health of Khalid. But it does have the quick standing guard, which wouldn't be that big of a problem. As you can see right there, they clear the waves pretty darn fast. Both of them, both of the teams. So mid lane priority, very similar for both teams. In the top lane, gold lane, Ruby naturally will have a bit of a better time, if not very much better time, because it does have some innate spell vamp in her kit, innate spell vamp in her kit. Very good ways to punish the Harif. And for XP lane, we don't talk about XP lane when they are both all about survivability, right? Both of these players, they are quite literally going to be wet noodle fighting with one another. In the meantime, there we go. What is that amount of damage that's going to be dealing out over to the side of all of the members from the side of Team Max? Oh, man! Didn't really quite manage to see what exactly went on with all of that, but there were all three members just taking a bit too much damage. Currently though, Turtle's gonna be in the enmity of King Ares. Does have the consecration that's gonna be popped up, so he's got all of the radiant stack that he absolutely needs. But he has to be careful. He's not that tanky this early. As you can see, he's just going to be going down even after that flicker. That is one kill, put it over to the side of head. The rest now fighting themselves to kill all over to Secret. He managed to survive actually. It's a 1-for-1 trade between the two XP laners. Didn't tell us anything aside from the fact that Team Max manages to get themselves the turtle take. Shama is a full level down of Sakzu at this point. Not exactly a very good start. Max Cypher looking at the opponent's purple buff though, but I don't think that anyone from Team Max will be able to come and steal it. Oh, Sakzu is here now. But this is all gonna possibly go bad. Did Shaman manage to get his own purple buff? No, he did not! And they leaked to the death of Sakzu! Sakzu is still gonna be walking away. He took the purple buff and he managed to get himself away. Naja even gotten the kill on the Cypher. So, at least they managed to trade something out of that. So you're essentially just moving economy from Cypher and put it onto Sakzu. Sakzu is gonna be an important player of this game, for sure. Well, back to the point in time where the teams are just gonna be playing a little bit of a proxy game, especially for the SP laners. The SP laners just want the proxy. There's no point in them trying to fight each other out in the lane. Might as well just proxy and put attention somewhere else in the map. And that is exactly what they would do. Perhaps make their way over to the turtle pit. With Cypher not having a lot of history, but it does have thank God not too scared of which. The quick traction pulse. So we don't have RWM. We don't have traction pulse for this upcoming turtle fight. I would like to believe that Soul wants to be part of this battle, but the turtle is already down to an all-time low, and Sakzu will take down the kill onto the turtle with head. Getting killed down over to the side of Uranus as well. Cypher putting his face right onto Naja, picks himself up onto his sand, and just gonna be running right on and out of that team fight. Another 1-for-1 trade between the XP lanes. we're not really getting too much out of these players. Oh, sorry, heads did not go down. So I think that was only a death over to the side of King Ares. However, Sakzu did take the turtle. So all in all, that is benefit. That is value for Team Max. At this rate, we're just going to be taking a look at Team Max's team composition, shall we? I think having a good idea about how they will want to play in team fights is going to be the good answer, right? You have got ways that you can pull people in, lock them down. This is a very AoE-centric damage, all of which are more centered towards Sakzu. As long as Sakzu is able to get an easy access to a very populated area, I think that is where Team Max eventually wins. It's all about setup. As such, Jamar finds himself locked down right underneath Cypher's nose. The Reggie Sandstorm did more than enough to knock Jamar down, and he wasn't even able to respond fast enough. With all these creep waves marching in over to the middle. The purple buff is going to be under threat from Sakzu. He's definitely going to be stealing that away, no issues. But Shamar came in a little bit too late now. Heads is going to be the one that will be taking up all that beef. While Secret doesn't really have a lot of HP to work around with as well. The longer they stay alive, or rather the longer they stay in this fight, the more possible for them to both go down. But in the end and alas, both of them stayed alive. No overcompensation from the side of Team Max. They still played as safe as they can. They are still doing whatever that they can in order to apply some of these pressure over the side of Valhalla. Team Max with a 1500 gold lead. They're gonna have to funnel all the farm to Sakzu as much as possible. If as long as Sakzu does a good job with all these farms and not die too much, I think that this is going to be the game plan that Team Max will be able to work forward to. In the meantime, for Valhalla is a very standard front-to-back game. They have ways to deal with the back lines. They have ways to actually get a kill down to the BMO. But I personally don't think that BMO is the key. I don't think that BMO is the key. So Shama, it's gonna be difficult for him to assassinate Sakzu because of all of the iframes that a Lancelot has. So it's all up to Soul. BMO the key is the key to getting Naja down. We even have got the Sky Piercer that is picked up from BMO the key at this point as well. We're slowly getting Team Max to inch closer and closer over to getting themselves a nice kill down over to Valhalla. And they are just choking the rest of Valhalla out right at where they stood. So now Valhalla, they're trying to defend all of their T2 turrets. They still have a single T1 turret up in the middle lane, but without a doubt that will all go down right about now. Shamar wants to answer for this, wants to bring out all of that shield, all of that turret, and indeed he did manage to take down that ballista minion. So the T1 turret will still stand up tall. With the Summon Force, RWM, everything is up. Cypher with a 3-man Raging Sandstorm at the cost of his own life, doesn't matter. Massive amount of value for the side of Team Max. But unfortunately, Sakzu will go down. So that is both the past 1 players from both teams that have went down, as a matter of fact. So it's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna die. But all in all, Team Max still managed to get himself 2400 gold in advantage, at least for now. So it is still a pretty good game for Team Max. They can still move forward. Extremely aggressive in the mid lane. Let's take a look at the position 1 players. Feather of Heaven, Stallium Scythe already made for Harith, looking to get the Holy Crystal next. And the Lancelot has more or less what he needs right now, right? With the War Axe, but we'll talk about that in a bit later as the RWM has already been committed. King Ares in the middle of nowhere as he got a little bit too deep in. The DOR coming from the side ahead, they managed to lay down onto lane as well as Demon the Key, but he's just buying as much time as possible while Sakzu makes his way all the way to the backside of Valhalla, getting a good amount of damage in, and in fact getting himself a double kill. Soul and Head, both of them goes over to the trophy for Sakzu. Secret's gonna be the next one down. We're getting a bit of cycling going on for the side of Team Max. Valhalla, they're losing out in damage, they're losing out in gold and experience. They don't have any turret takedowns at this point in time as we speak. And I think that is currently the main issue. They don't have much of a way to kind of play cross-map. Chamar can have cross-map play. He can actually split push, but they're not really doing that at all. As a matter of fact, Sakzu is probably the only one. Okay, no. Technically speaking, technically Cypher can play cross-map and kind of deal with Chamar, but you are also kind of putting the roamer at risk for a full-on Ogi Shadow kill. So right now, I think that no one can stop Chamar from split pushing except for Sakzu. But we'll see how that's gonna go, as now Heads is a little bit lost right now in between of our two players, but it's just gonna pull right in by the I'm offended. All of the members coming from the side of Valhalla is currently still alive, but just gonna be focusing themselves right down on the Cypher, while we do have got the Ogi Shadow kill. Cypher ate that like an absolute champ, and is still alive for all of that. Naja pops up the RWM, will be able to just hold King Ares right inside of the RWM with a good amount of taunting that as well. However, Sakzu still took the kill down onto Chamar, with the top lane moving right in. All 5 members from Team Max is still gonna be pouncing right in, and they will be prancing. Secret gonna be disengaging himself, but Sakzu go all the way to the back with the Phantom Execution, gets a kill down on Naja, hoping to be able to cycle some of his skills a little bit more. He can go in a little bit more if he really wanted to, but right now, they don't have any more creep waves marching in the top lane until maybe 5 seconds in later on. And there we go. Top lane, middle lane, and middle lane completely in tandem. And this is what Valhalla is lacking of. They are having a lot of difficulty. Even if Chamar is a hero that can play split push, this is not a time where he gotta go for a split push. The good TOR landing on the 3-person beam, unfortunately will be able to get himself running away from the tad a little bit. The rest of the members from Sun Team Max, they're literally just gonna be coagulating together, wanting to fight together as one. The moment they land the traction pulse on the head, they all jump right in, collapses more, one after another. And only now left with Soul and Chamar. Team Max will dance on the dead bodies of Valhalla and continues to take game 2. The second game won for Team Max, and that is game number 3. The results of game number 3. Team Max now is 1 game away